know you should leave. Your friends have told you. Your family has begged you. Even you can see the relationship is toxic, but you can't let go. You feel addicted to this person, almost like they have a hold on you that logic can't break. If this resonates, you might not be in love, you might be trauma bonded, and understanding the difference could change your life. Let's talk about what trauma bonding really is and how to recognize if you're stuck in one. Trauma bonding is a psychological phenomenon where you form an intense emotional attachment to someone who hurts you. It was first studied in hostage situations. Victims often developed loyalty to their captors, a response known as Stockholm Syndrome. But trauma bonding doesn't just happen in extreme circumstances. It happens in abusive relationships, toxic friendships, and even unhealthy family dynamics. The key ingredient is a cycle of abuse and intermittent reinforcement. Your partner hurts you through criticism, neglect, manipulation, or outright abuse. Then they apologize, love bomb you, or give you just enough affection to pull you back in. This cycle creates a powerful psychological trap. Your brain becomes addicted to the highs and tolerates the lows because it's desperately chasing the next moment of relief. Sign 1. You make excuses for their harmful behavior when someone trauma bonds you. Your brain goes into overdrive trying to rationalize why you stay. You might find yourself saying things like, "They only act that way when they're stressed," or "They had a rough childhood, so I need to be patient," or "They don't mean it, they love me." Here's the truth. Understanding why someone behaves badly doesn't mean you have to tolerate it. In a healthy relationship, you hold your partner accountable. In a trauma bond, you protect them from accountability, even when they've hurt you. This is a defense mechanism. Your brain is trying to make sense of the cognitive dissonance. You can't reconcile the fact that someone who claims to love you also hurts you, so you rewrite the narrative. You downplay the abuse, blame yourself, or convince yourself that things will change, but they rarely do. Sign 2. You feel physically addicted to them. This isn't metaphorical. Trauma bonding creates literal addiction-like symptoms in your brain. When your partner is cruel or distant, your stress hormones spike. Cortisol floods your system. Then, when they're kind again, your brain releases dopamine and oxytocin, the bonding and reward chemicals. This cycle creates what's called intermittent reinforcement, the same principle that makes slot machines so addictive. You never know when the next reward, their affection, will come. So you stay hooked, desperately pulling the lever, hoping this time will be different. If you find yourself obsessively checking your phone, feeling physical anxiety when they're upset with you, or experiencing withdrawal-like symptoms when you try to distance yourself, you're not just emotionally attached, you're neurochemically bonded. This is why leaving feels impossible, even when you logically know you should. Sign 3. You've lost yourself trying to please them. Trauma bonding erodes your sense of self. You start changing who you are to avoid their anger, criticism, or withdrawal. Maybe you stopped seeing friends they didn't like. Maybe you dress differently, speak differently, or suppress your opinions to keep the peace. You walk on eggshells, constantly monitoring their mood, trying to predict what will set them off. Over time, you lose touch with your own needs, desires, and boundaries. You might not even recognize yourself anymore. This happens because trauma-bonded relationships operate on a power imbalance. The abusive person holds the emotional power, and you're constantly trying to earn their approval or avoid their punishment. Your entire identity becomes oriented around them. Ask yourself, do I even know what I want anymore, separate from what they want? If the answer is no, you're likely in a trauma bond. Sign 4. The lows are horrible, but the highs keep you hooked in a trauma bond. The relationship oscillates between extremes. When it's bad, it's really bad screaming matches, silent treatment, emotional cruelty, maybe even physical abuse. But when it's good, it feels euphoric. They're attentive, affectionate, apologetic. They promise to change. You feel relief, hope, maybe even love. This is the cycle that keeps you trapped. In healthy relationships, there's stability. You feel consistently safe, respected, and valued. Sure, there are disagreements, but they're resolved with respect. In a trauma bond, you're riding an emotional roller coaster, and your brain becomes addicted to the intensity. The highs feel so good because they're a relief from the lows. But here's the hard truth. You're not experiencing love. You're experiencing the relief of abuse, temporarily stopping. That's not the same thing. If you recognized yourself in these signs, I need you to hear this. It's not your fault. Trauma bonding is a survival response. Your brain is doing what it thinks it needs to do to keep you safe, even though the relationship is actually harming you. But you can break free. It starts with naming it. Stop calling it love, call it what it is, a trauma bond. Reach out to people who support you. Consider working with a therapist who understands abusive dynamics. And most importantly, start planning your exit. Leaving a trauma bond is hard because your brain will scream at you to go back. You'll miss them. You'll doubt yourself. But every day you stay away, the bond weakens. You can reclaim your life, your identity, and your peace. You deserve a relationship that doesn't require you to lose yourself to keep it. You deserve stability, kindness, and real love, not the toxic cycle of pain and relief.